Welcome to The Stuff, the podcast where you and I literally talk about what else? Stuff. This is your Comedic Escapees podcast show, and I'm your host, Ian Walker. Now, let's go talk about some stuff. It is November 27th, 2017, and you are listening to another episode of This Stuff, the fourth episode of This Stuff in the second season. And this week we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. Again, as always, love to go free form with this, so I'm going to be recording straight through. No pauses, no clips, no mechanical mishmash, just pure, unadulterated conversation. This past weekend, some of you all celebrated Thanksgiving, and then right after you guys ate, you either went into a food coma, or, as I know personally, some of you guys may have gone out and went shopping for Black Friday. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit of Black Friday, what's going on, some of those traditions. Today I'm also going to be talking about conspiracy theories, what some of those crazy theories are, any that you might believe in personally. If there's some that you are familiar with, I will be talking about some that I am familiar with myself that I actually believe in. Yes, I do believe in some conspiracy theories. Some of them are a little crazy. Gotta admit, some of them are a little bit out there. But there are some that I do believe in. So we're going to take some time and talk about that today. But the first thing I want to talk about right away, to get some of the announcements out of the way, there is a new YouTube page. Again, I wanted to let everyone know the Stuff Podcast Show has a YouTube page. You just look that up in the search bar, the Stuff Podcast Show. And new episodes of the Stuff Podcast will be there. I'm also going to be having more videos, physical videos up regarding some unboxings that I do of certain products and things I might buy. I'm also going to be doing some of my D's Palette segments on there as well. If I do some video as I visit some restaurants in the area where I live, I'll be doing some live videos of that as well. So you'll be seeing a lot more content soon, along with your regular podcast that's going to be posted up every Monday. So look for that there. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share it, plaster it everywhere if you enjoy the episodes. Spread the love with all the unboxings and things. And as always, I'm always looking for people to tell me what they think. Give me suggestions. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you're feeling about everything. Again, I want to apologize again. This week I'm still getting over my cold that I had last week. It was a little rough, but I am feeling better. But I still got some remnants of my cold left over. So if you hear that in my voice again, I apologize for any hawking and things you might hear. Okay? So straight away, I wanted to also let everyone know that I have finally decided on a date that I'm going to be recording the Stuff Podcast Show. I'm debating if I want to do it live, but it will be a video podcast. So you will get to see my mug and my face, and that date will be December 25th, 2017. Now, everyone's going to be home. Everyone's going to be off from work. Nobody's going to be doing anything. So I figured that would be a good day to do that. So, it allows me some time to really put on a show, and it gives a lot of people who you guys will have an opportunity to see and listen to the show as well. So December 25th, 2017 will be the Stuff Podcast Show's first live recorded show that you will see, or video show that you will see. I'm debating as to whether or not I'm going to stream over Google Hangouts and actually make it live. We'll see as time goes on. I just might do that. If I do, then of course I will let you guys know about that. Okay, so I wanted to get those announcements out of the way before we got into the show. And so the first item on the docket, looking at my show notes here, I put all my show notes on my cell phone. It still has to have some kind of use even after I don't, since now I have my Blue Yeti microphone. Yay! I use it now for my show notes. So, and help me to stay on track, because I don't want to be going over and boring you guys with the same stuff, repeating myself over and over again. That's the worst. So Black Friday shopping. It is a long-lasting tradition that I feel like has been going on for ages and ages. After you finish eating, you stand in line for 2 to 3 hours, or for some, the hardcore, you stand in line for about 2 to 3 hours to 1 day to 2 days to 3 days, searching for that one item that you will get at that amazing price. I had some friends of mine actually do some Black Friday shopping and line sitting, and they were there for a TV. Now, I'm not, big on electronics, and I don't have, the latest and greatest gadgets of all kinds of different things. If I do, it's only for things that are necessary. But TVs is not one of those for me. Okay, this is just me. That's my disclaimer. All this is me. This is all opinion. Okay. However, I had to ask him. I said, "Man, what are you standing in line for? What is it that you're going after?" And mind you, he was in line 2 days before Black Friday started. Okay, so this guy had been in line for a minute. He brought his boys. They were in school, so they were able to do this. So, he was creating some memories with them, which I think was cool. They even were able to get on the news. I guess the local news team came over to the store where they were doing the Black Friday. They were second in line, I believe. And they were able to get a TV, I believe it was like a 70-inch TV for only $200. It was like, I think the price was exactly around $170, $180 or something like that. And when he told me that, I was like, you know what? You do that. That's a good deal. So I couldn't help but agree with him in doing that. Because, if it was me and if I was into that, yeah, I would go ahead and get myself in line and wait a few days to get a 70-inch TV, high definition. I think it was like QLED TV. It wasn't Samsung, it was some other brand. It was a popular brand too. I think it was Sharp or something like that. But it was a very high-end TV. And he was able to get it for $170, 70 inches. That's a massive TV. That's a lot of TV. That's a lot of Netflix. That's a lot of video games. I would use that thing only for Netflix, for movies. I would just use it for movies. Because for me, that's too much TV for me. That's huge. But hey, you know what? If you're going to do it, do it. And that's what I'm all about. Don't half step. Don't fake the funk. If you're going to do it, do it. And be proud of it. That's another thing, too. He was like, yeah, I'm in line. What? What are you going to say? Judge. I wasn't going to judge. I was like, you know what, man? You're doing your thing, player. You do that. And so, I hope they're enjoying their TV. I really do. And they got a good experience out of it, too. It's funny seeing them on television. With the whole experience as well. So you got some memories to come for that. What are some things that you guys have stood in line for Black Friday? Or have you guys taken a part of that craze? What's the craziest thing you sat in line for days, for hours, for anything? Have any of you done that? I remember doing it one time myself, but it was so long ago I don't even remember what it was for. But I didn't stay in line for days, though. I can't do that. I ain't going to be sleeping outside. If I'm not camping, you will not catch me outside. Okay? You will not catch me outside. How about that? Yeah, I had to do it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're just not going to catch me out there. Because that's just not something I'm going to do. Okay? I'm not going to expose myself to crazy people, the elements, and all those different things just to buy a video game or a video game system, whatever the case. I'm more of an efficient Black Friday shopper. I find somebody who works there. I'll get them to hold it for me, get in good with them, do them a favor, then they'll do me the favor, and then get it in that way. I'll come in, I'll shop the leftovers. I'm fine with that. That's not a big deal. That's okay to me. But I know that there's people out there who do the same thing. So I'm curious as to what things you have waited in line for. What kind of things are you into to take advantage of Black Friday? So leave your comments below on the YouTube channel. Let me know what they are. I love to hear them. I love to read those comments and see what you guys think. What do you guys think of the whole Black Friday craze in general? Are you above it all? Do you think it's just a money grab for corporate America to suck up all of our money and our paychecks and our livelihood to help us to lose our identities and get caught up in the selfishness of society and of the oligarchy of no, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. No, seriously, do you guys think it's just something that corporate America has created for greed or something like that? Do you guys think it's just ridiculousness? What do you think? I personally think it's a little ridiculous. I have no use for it, but again, that's just me. Anyone else who does it, I don't think that they're ridiculous. Now, I mean, okay, if you go out there like a week in advance, yeah, okay, that's a little ridiculous. But there's people that do that. So it's like, you're ridiculous, but I can't knock you because I kind of admire your dedication, even though it's misguided in some forms, in my opinion. But at the same time, you can't help but admire it. You're like, ugh. It's like a little limbo thing. It's like you're up in the air. That's where I'm at. It's a little bit up in the air. It just all depends. So that's all I have to say on Black Friday. Leave your comments below and let me know what you guys think of Black Friday. What are your ideas and feelings on it? And what is it that you have waited in line for and how long? I remember one of the things that was cool with that was there's a guy in New York, I believe. I was watching a program on TV where they talked about this guy who was waiting in line for Hamilton tickets. And it wasn't Black Friday per se, but he actually made a business out of just sitting in line. Whether he spent the night or he was there for a bunch of hours, he made a living being a line sitter. And he would make, his minimum to start was $20 or $25 an hour. Just literally sitting in line doing nothing. I think that's a great business model. I think that's a great business idea. This guy made $200 plus dollars sitting in line for Hamilton, which is a Broadway musical. And this person was willing to pay for their expensive tickets, plus pay the line sitters to stay in line while he was at work doing that. Now, see, that's that Black Friday efficiency that I'm talking about. Some people call that cheating. I don't think it's cheating. I think it's really smart, personally. I ain't got time to be sitting up in line, so when I hire someone else to do it for you. It is more money out of your pocket, though. That is the downside. You're supposed to be saving money, right? And you get a line sitter, and you pay your line sitter plus the discounted item. You're going to end up paying the full price anyways because you're paying that portion of money that you're supposedly saving to the line sitter. It's a little catch-22. It is. So, you just got to weigh that, weigh it. See if you feel like it's worth it. I don't, but I'd be more than happy to take your money if you want me to sit in line for you. But again, that's just me. That is just me. All right. So, on to the second part of our show, talking about conspiracy theories. Now, conspiracy theories are fun, funny, scary. They kind of bring up a little bunch of mixture of emotions, I think. And for me personally, conspiracy theories are just hilarious because, that's when you get your how do I want to say, unique unique plethora of people. They get involved in conspiracy theories and their beliefs in them and what they are. Some of the most popular ones here I got here in my notes because I went on the internet before I talked about it, or when I first had the idea for this, and kind of wrote a few down that are kind of popular. Of course, you got your traditional Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster, right? Then you've got the moon landing. Okay, then you got the Illuminati conspiracy theory, and then you got Area 51. Okay, now some of these I do believe in, actually, believe it or not. Some of them to a big degree, a lot of them to a very small degree, and then there's some that I just don't believe at all. But these are just some of the popular ones that I wrote down. There are more. In fact, there's a whole site on it, on conspiracy theories. I think it's called skeptic.com. But these are the four that I honed in on, because these are the most popular, the ones that are the most talked about among people. Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. Bigfoot is funny to me because I have a personal experience with that with my son. My son used to, when he was he would watch a show called Finding Bigfoot. It was on the Discovery Channel. And my son at the time, he was about, what do I want to say about between 7 and 9 years old. I think he was more like 7 or 8 years old at the time. And my son didn't watch a whole lot of TV except, regular adult TV, like, except if it was on, a lot of the kid shows. But Finding Bigfoot, though, was his steez, okay? He would ask us, Dad, could you record Finding Bigfoot? Because he was under the firm belief that Bigfoot was real. And I would have arguments with this kid about whether or not Bigfoot was real. I mean, he'd be like, Dad, Bigfoot is real because guy said on Finding Bigfoot, he was in the forest and he saw him, and he said he saw tracks and all these things and all that, whatever. And I said, son, Bigfoot's not real. He doesn't exist. You gotta let that go. It's just a fantasy. It's not real. He goes, yes, he is, Dad. He is real. He's real, and he got proof and all this stuff. I said, son, he's not real. He's like, yes, he is, Dad. I said, no, he's not. I said, yes, he is, Dad. So we would go back and forth. But you know what? Eventually, I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here, number one, argue with a child. That just made me look more stupid. Number two, he was only 7, 8 years old. What am I doing? Crushing his dream, telling him stuff ain't real. I let him have it. He's 7, he's 8 years old. He'll grow out of it. And actually, over time, he did. He's now 12. And I'll talk to him about it now. And, he and I talk about it and laugh about it a lot because I'm telling you, he was a staunch believer in Bigfoot. Bigfoot was the man. He was real. And there was nothing you could say to dissuade him from his beliefs. I mean, he was all about that Bigfoot life. So when it comes to Bigfoot, that's where I get my memories. I think it's funny. So, but personally, again, Bigfoot is one of those that I don't believe in. I don't believe that he's real. There's been no real proof except for what's been planted and put down. And I think it's just, it's a ploy people use to get some attention, Same thing with the Loch Ness Monster over in Britain. While they're sipping on crumpets and tea, they look across the pond and see Nessie lying in her pond. Loch Ness Monster. Again, why in the world would an amphibian just stay in one place? All bodies of water lead to the ocean somewhere or another. And don't give me this crap, Nessie's too big, you can't fit. Let me tell you something, you keep trying to get through enough, you'll eventually fit through, okay? So, if Nessie's real, we would have seen that monster in other places as well. The monster's just not geographically stunted to where it won't leave the lake. I'm sorry. So when it comes to the fantastical creatures of myth, I tend to lean towards non-belief. There's just not enough evidence to support it, no matter what people say or no matter what people claim there is to it. So that's just how I feel. Now, when it comes to other things such as, look at my show notes. You got the Illuminati, and you have the moon landing, and I have here Illuminati, moon landing, and Area 51. Area 51, I believe, is real. I don't believe it's real. And Area 51 has actually been proven. That's been discovered. Area 51 actually does exist. But for the Hollywood reasons that it exists, I don't believe. I do believe that they are looking for extraterrestrial activity. I don't believe aliens do exist, though. Not yet. Okay? That's a whole nother discussion. I don't believe they exist yet. And so they do use it for, I'm sure they do use it for searching for aliens. But I see Area 51 more as a place that they use to discover or create technology. For instance, VR, the most popular technology that's out right now, drone technology, all of those things, believe you me, that was in the military first. Okay? We're getting it in the form of toys and entertainment. All of a sudden, everybody learning how to program with their little, get Sammy the bot, and you could learn to program. That was all done first by the military. Don't believe for a second that it wasn't. And then it was introduced later on to the rest of the world. I believe same thing with the iPad. All that stuff wasn't just created. I mean, it may have been created by Apple, but believe me, it had military applications first. Has to. Government's going to control what goes in the hands of the people before they allow themselves to make money off of it. If they see an opportunity where they think they can make money off of it, then they'll allow it to go out to the people. Okay? And it's not dangerous. Okay? And that leads me to the next thing as to why I think the Illuminati are real as well. I believe they have a lot of influence. The Hollywood version I'm not too keen on. I don't think that is the truth. But the idea of somebody controlling the strings behind the scenes, I do believe in. Because there are too many things that have happened, even as of late, and little small things where, that possibility is just too probable. You see it in sports, you see it in entertainment news, the whole Hollywood scandal. When Hugh Hefner died, the keys to the kingdom did not get passed on, and stuff started getting exposed. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay? And if you just connect the dots, you'll kind of see, maybe see a little bit of what I'm trying to say. It's a little too convenient that a lot of these things are connected to where they just all of a sudden just happen, or some famous people all of a sudden come out of nowhere and become the most popular things in the world and then disappear just as suddenly for whatever reason. There's just too much evidence out there, I think, to do that. Again, I don't think it's to the grandiose scale that we see on movies and in Hollywood, but I think there is a lot of something to it, to where, and especially in government, where there are puppets instituted there, and they are pulling the strings. Another a funny one. This is one I don't believe in, by the way. Lizard men in the White House or in the government, in Congress. Politicians are all lizard men. That's funny because it reminds me of one of my favorite science fiction series called V for Visitor. Everybody's in the Earth disguised as lizard people, and they're taking over the Earth and trying to suck us up of all of our resources, and they're in the government and all these things, and they're finally waiting for the invasion to happen, and they're going to come and destroy all humanity. I think that's funny. I think that's hilarious. I don't believe in that. I think that's story. But there are some people who've taken that idea and created amazing science fiction out of it. That's why V is one of my favorite things to watch. It's an old school show from the 80s, and miniseries from the 80s that then came a show and then got canceled and then came back actually about, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. No, not 5 or 6 years, but about 3 years ago. Actually, it's pretty recent. Came back for 2 seasons and then didn't get picked up, didn't stay around. But great show. Really enjoyed it. And the last conspiracy theory I'm going to talk about is the moon landing. Now, the moon landing is one that I'm a hardcore believer in. And here's why. I don't have very much time left, so I'm going to try to get through this one as quickly as possible. But my question to you is this. When has the United States, or humans, period, ever accomplished something so grand and done it only one time? Think about that for a second. When has mankind ever accomplished something and only done it one time? That has never, ever happened. Okay? They say, conspiracy theorists believe that the moon landing was filmed in a big giant Hollywood studio, in a Hollywood studio lot. And it was filmed and all of that. I believe that. I do not believe that the moon landing is real. Unless you can give me some solid evidence, physical evidence that was the case, or you can direct me, that you can prove to me that the moon landing was actually done, I might be inclined to believe you. Okay? But until then, I'm not that dude. You can't tell me that is something that's real. And the biggest line of evidence for me is that it was never done a second time. They can go out to outer space tons of times to go fix the space station or go fix a part on the Hubble. Okay? But you're telling me you can't go out for additional, what they say it's supposed to take 30 days to get to the moon? Take a ship to go out to the moon? Collect some more samples, bring it back, study the moon some more. They have computers now. They don't need the moon. They don't need physical people to go out there to do the moon. Okay, then if that's the case, then why not use computers to, wirelessly fix some problems and send it up to fix a virus or whatever with the telescopes or something? What is that about? You can't say that. You can't. I'm not going to follow that and say, oh, okay, well, then it must not be real. It must be real then. No. Americans have always done things 2 times in a row or more and have improved on it in order to accomplish greater things. And that's especially the case with America. Okay? So, anyways, that's my rant about that. Let me know what your favorite conspiracy theories are, what you guys believe, if any, which conspiracy theories you believe in and which ones you think is real. I'd love to hear them. I'm going to sign off right now because my 30 minutes is almost up, y'all, and I'm not going to keep you longer than I need to. So, in the time that I have left, follow me on YouTube, which is the Stuff Podcast Show. That's where you'll see all the new episodes. Like, follow, subscribe, spread the word, comment, let me know what you think. I always would love to hear what you guys have to say, and always want this to grow and be an interactive show. And again, don't forget, December 25th will be the episode of the video version of the Stuff Podcast Show. And so stay tuned for that. And I'm very excited for it, and I think it's going to be a good thing. And from that point on, a lot more progression going as well. I'm going to be doing some more unboxing videos on the YouTube page, and I'm going to be doing a video for Dee's palette as well. So, we're gonna make it happen, people. Okay? So, anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to listen today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll talk about it throughout the week as well. Until next time, until next week, this is Ian Walker signing off from the Stuff